everybody, it is Eric Lucas with GG Homes here in San Diego, your favorite real estate investor. And last week I had the opportunity to watch a great Zoom meeting from the North County San Diego Real Estate Investor Meeting. And Derek Harms hosted a great event with Aaron Norris and Bruce Norris. And if you don't know Aaron Norris and Bruce Norris, well, they do real estate market predictions and they love data. And their predictions are always very accurate. So the title of this meeting was Thriving Through Troubled Times, and I wanted to recap what I learned at the meeting and also talk about the San Diego market and California real estate market in general. This video might be a bit long, but I promise you that the information I learned from this meeting was absolutely fantastic. So it might be worth watching, and I'm going to do my best to summarize it here in a quicker video. So Bruce Norris, back in February of 2017, had a presentation called 40 Trillion in Debt, 2% Interest, and Other Surprise Endings. And sure enough, here we are about 3 years later, and his predictions were spot on, right? Our national debt is rising very quickly, especially after you consider all the money we're going to print due to this COVID disaster. And Bruce mentioned that a mortgage broker that he works with told him that he issued the first 2% 30-year loan. I believe it was 2.87% 30-year fixed. So Bruce's prediction from about 3 years ago looks like it's coming true. More recently, only back in February of this year, Bruce had a presentation called Turmoil, the Coming Storm of Changes. And he had mentioned that he thought due to changing political landscapes in California that we could start to see people leaving California. He mentioned that Quadrant 4 was here and it was time to start cashing out. So Quadrant 4 is the last stage in real estate in a bubble where you want to start cashing out, because when you go to Quadrant 1, then you are in a recession and homes are distressed and you're able to get better deals. So for sellers, if you're in Quadrant 4, time to think about cashing out. So again, this was his prediction only from February 2020, and it looks like we're having a bit of a storm. So now that we have COVID, what is going on? Well, as I've discussed in a few of my previous videos here on YouTube and Facebook about the San Diego market, have we suffered any damage from COVID? And I don't think we have yet, and Bruce said not yet as well. As a matter of fact, he mentioned that we only have about 1.7 months of inventory, which is crazy. So the laws of supply and demand are in effect, and even though we don't have many buyers, we have even less sellers, and thus the prices are holding steady or even rising in the mid-range, the low to mid-range. So maybe more importantly, will the real estate market suffer any damage from COVID-19? And Bruce thinks yes, absolutely. So first he mentioned a second wave. He thought it was a strong possibility, and based on the articles that I've read, as well as what we're seeing from around the world and maybe even experiencing here locally, unfortunately a second wave does look likely. I think maybe even more so as we finish summer, go into fall, and the weather gets cooler. So Bruce mentioned too that we're probably going to have a delayed fuse, right? We haven't really seen the pain yet from the current lockdown because we've had all these delays due to COVID, right? First and foremost, if you miss a mortgage payment, it's 3 months before the bank even starts the foreclosure process anyway. But given what happened with the government, they said that you could have a payment holiday. So there's probably lots of people right now not paying their rent, not paying their mortgage, and we haven't seen the pain from that yet, but we're about to. And when you consider the pain that people have been having the past 3 months since the lockdowns occurred, and combine that with the possibility of a second lockdown, or maybe not even a second lockdown, but a second wave of COVID, well, now you add that together and things start to look pretty scary. And Bruce thought that the financial strain and mental strain from coronavirus is going to have a significant impact on people and a significant impact on the economy. So government stimulus, he mentioned, will probably be extensive. We're probably going to have low interest rates. He mentioned the Fed wasn't even considering raising rates until I think 2021, 2022. We're probably going to have maybe more stimulus as well as free rent, right? Tenants aren't paying their rent right now, and if you're a homeowner, you're supposed to have, I think, up to 6 months of a payment holiday due to COVID. So we're definitely going to have some free government money, but it might not be enough. So to summarize, Bruce and Aaron both thought that they would be cautious about investing in California long term. Bruce said that he always supports home ownership, but he mentioned that many people he knows are leaving California, and they're not just leaving, they're taking their entire family with them. So higher taxes are likely on the way. As a matter of fact, we've already seen this here in California. More regulations on real estate are likely. We've seen some crazy things proposed like rent control and free rent. And many small business owners and producers might actually be forced to leave California. Additionally, he mentioned that part-time residents are probably going to be the next group that California targets, because apparently a lot of the vacant homes in California are high-end homes. So, I guess kind of one of the sneaky things you can do if you want to enjoy California, but you don't want to pay California taxes, is to have a vacation home or a second home here. Lots and lots of people do that. And that might be something that California starts to look at as more and more people leave, as more producers leave, as they look at raising taxes to, bail out the deficit that they have. People who own second homes and vacation homes are going to be on the chopping block. And Bruce mentioned that I think Los Angeles was looking at imposing a fee or a tax on vacant homes. And most of those vacant homes are the higher end homes. So, that's something that we have to take a look at. And will the high end suffer? Will the second home market suffer because of that? It probably will. So to conclude, Bruce said we're still in quadrant 4, but a move to quadrant 1 could come at any time. So be very, very careful. Bruce does not see California in having positive migration anytime soon, meaning that he doesn't see more people moving here than leaving anytime soon. He thinks we're going to see a lot more people leave than move. Bruce does not see a massive decline in values because he doesn't think we're going to see a massive wave of foreclosures. But on the other hand, he doesn't see a massive wave of buyers either due to affordability and the lack of positive migration. So even at 2% interest rates, first-time home buyers can't really even afford a medium home price in San Diego right now. So where's the demand going to come from? He doesn't see strong demand. So Bruce advises flippers to have multiple exit strategies. Obviously flip, maybe buy and hold, maybe Airbnb. But if you're a flipper, maybe be prepared to get stuck with some of your inventory when we make that shift from quadrant 4 to quadrant 1. So last but not least, again, my name is Eric Lucas with GG Homes. We're investors. We still are buying. We're buying for about 75% of ARV. We're looking at 600 and less on our purchase price. Obviously, we want to stick with that low to mid-range because that's where prices are holding steady. And that's also where, all those homes are going to cash flow is a rental maybe. So that's one of our criteria is, our flips need to pencil as a rental just in case we get stuck with it. So I guess to conclude, we're still buying and there might be some pain ahead. We might see a bit of a decline here in California prices going forward. But California, it's always a boom-bust market. It's been that way for many, many decades. So we might have a bit of a setback here due to COVID, due to changing economic things, due to changing political climates. But I think California will always come back. It always has come back in the past. So we're still buying, we're still flipping. If we get stuck with a few rentals, well, hopefully we can ride it out until the next boom. So anyway, I hope you thought this video was helpful. And again, if you've got any off-market deals or pocket listings, let me know. I would love to be your buyer. Eric Lucas over at GG Homes, and my cell phone is 858-276-0713.